25th through Sunday the 27th. On Castro Farms, Highway 27 west of I-75. Hundreds of acres filled with classics and customs, a concert series, vendors, food, lifestyle tent, and free activities for the kids Saturday and Sunday. Pony rides, pumpkin decorating, hay rides, face painting, and more. Children 11 and under free. Get your tickets now at OcalaPumpkinRun.com. Join the car show like no other. Ocala Pumpkin Run, October 25th through the 27th.
Hey, I didn't know it rained last night.
Oh, it didn't. Why do you say that?
Because little Johnny's in the backyard playing in that big mud puddle.
Did you leave the hose on?
No, the neighbor borrowed it yesterday.
Wait, is that the side where the septic
Johnny, get out of there!
Having septic problems? At Mike Scott Plumbing, we can make those septic worries disappear. We can pump your septic tank, repair your drain field, and, if needed, even install a whole new system. At Mike Scott Plumbing, we don't take crap from anyone. We take it from everyone. 237-2888. Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
As we approach the holiday season, there are more reasons than ever to appreciate our veterans and military. For this year's Ocala Christmas Parade, Hires Baxley is selling front row bleacher seating to benefit our veterans. For a cost of only $24, a family of 4 will receive reserved parking, reserved street side bleacher seating, plus hot chocolate and cookies as they enjoy this year's Ocala Christmas Parade. 100% of the proceeds benefit the Ocala Ritz Veterans Village. There is very limited seating available, so to get your tickets, come to Hires Baxley on October the 12th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., located at 910 East Silver Springs Boulevard. WOCA will be broadcasting live starting at 10 a.m. So for the best seats in town to enjoy the Ocala Christmas Parade and help your local veterans, make sure you're at Hires Baxley on Saturday, October 12th.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
School for cyberbullies. That's how the principal of a high school in Provo, Utah, is describing Instagram, which police say was used to create a list that disparaged female students. It used the hashtag #whorelist. The principal's daughter was on it. Something made an elephant at the zoo in Springfield, Missouri, really mad, enough so that she charged and fatally injured her caretaker. Malala Yousafzai realized her life's purpose while she was recovering at a British hospital. The teen who was shot by the Taliban for speaking out her girl's right to education knew then that she would start a foundation to educate children around the world. Yousafzai was mentioned as a possible Nobel Peace Prize winner. It was awarded instead today to the international watchdog, now ridding Syria of its chemical weapons. We were all asked this when we were high school seniors. What are you going to do next year? Well, now the Corbett School District in Oregon will make sure that students have an answer it wants them to get accepted to college or trade school before they graduate. ABC News.
Life is a wild ride. But even that couldn't prepare you for this. You're on your 9th wild ride, the Carnival Twist and Whirl. Your granddaughter's wishes trumping your amusement park fears. And it's here, healthy enough to feel the joy over the terror that the question hits you. How did I get here? Was it just hard work or smart choices? Like choosing Rite Aid and exclusive benefits for seniors with Rite Aid's new Wellness 65 Plus program. You get free pharmacist consultations that include medication reviews, blood pressure screenings, and immunization checklists. Wellness 65 Plus also gives you points for every prescription, even Medicare, that earn you up to 20% off your Rite Aid purchases fast. All meant to keep you here, now that you've actually gotten here. Here, being the best and bravest grandma in the whole wide world. Stop by and enroll free in Wellness 65 Plus at Rite Aid today. With us, it's personal. Certain limitations apply. See your Rite Aid store or riteaid.com for details.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry. We didn't leave you.
He's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
About your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
It's time for the second hour of the voice of Ocala.
Hoo-ah!
You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
All right, like the man said, it's hour 2 of the program called The Voice of Ocala. This hour, Ask the Cops with Chief of Police Greg Graham and Sheriff Chris Blair, presented by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. We're located today at the Country Club of Silver Spring Shores, as per the directive of the chief and the sheriff. When the chief and sheriff tell you to do something, you pretty much have to do it. So we're glad they were able to do this and bring it out here on this tournament, tee-off for Tatas and for breast cancer awareness. And in the conversation I had with the sheriff and chief just off the air, it sounds like that a lot of people have teamed up. I should mention, in addition to the police department of Ocala and the sheriff's office, that we've also got Bellevue and Dunellen sheriffs involved as well. So I'll let you explain that, Chris Blair. And it's 4 agencies working together, right?
Yeah, we came together as a unit and in partnership to do something good for a common cause. And primarily, it's raising funds for American Cancer Society. So all police agencies, all 3, and ourselves at Sheriff's Office came together, and we came up with different events to host, and some are together, and others are doing different things. Like Dunell, and they did a couple events. Bellevue did a couple down there. I know the chief had a car wash over his office, and we did the pink tennis shoe ball this past Friday, which was a total success, sold out crowd, and so and now we're out here today at the golf tournament in Silver Spring Shores.
I should correct that because there's only one sheriff. I'd say that the police, chief of police in Bellevue and Dunellen, along with Greg Graham, are the 8 other agencies. So a good job of working together in the community, Greg.
Yeah, we it's actually been it's been a lot of fun because I don't know that all 4 of the agencies have ever come together as like they have for this, and actually Dunellen's doing a couple of events tomorrow in Dunellen. They're doing a car wash and something else tomorrow night. Where we're going to have some people in our cars out there. But yeah, it's been great. It's like the sheriff said, the tennis shoe ball, the first one we've done was an incredible success. It looks like we made over $35,000 there and sold it out.
That was at Hilton?
No, it was at the Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn, and you both wore pink tennis shoes, right?
Yeah.
Yep, we sure did.
Yeah. Tux and pink tennis shoes.
Well, that was cute.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't for both of our wives being there, they classed the joint up, that's for sure.
Well, there's no question about that. Anytime they do, when your wives walk in, they all say the same thing. Both of you married over your heads. Just make sure you get that out there. Right?
We hear that.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I've said that, but anyway. But no, it's been great. It's a great relationship between all 4 agencies, and it was for a great cause, or it is for a great cause, and you can tell the community really got behind us on it because they did show up at almost all of our events. And just like I said earlier with the golf tournament today, that it sold out so fast that they added a morning flight and it sold out. So we probably could have done 2 or 3 days of golf tournaments out here. And Silver Spring Shores was great. It's a wonderful golf course. I know you probably played it before.
Been a while, but I've played it. It's got a lot of water on it.
I've hacked this course up a couple times myself, which I think they don't want me to play here anymore because I hack it up.
It costs a bunch in maintenance the next week.
Well, they usually just have the greenskeeper guy follow me around so they can fix
been there
it.
Too. Yeah, that's
places
I go, I don't have to worry about the greens, so on the rough over there and the trees.
But they were nice and working with us on having it and being flexible enough to let us do it in the morning too in such short notice. So we really appreciate everything they've done and even allowing us to have the show out here today too.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say one thing about you guys. It's the last nice thing I'm going to say about either one of you today, so I want you to know that.
We appreciate it.
Is that, what impresses me about it is that people don't realize how much you're asked to do this. There are a lot of good charities in this county. I know, Greg, you're involved in the March of Dimes. A lot of great charities that people could be involved with. And you're asked not only to take part in it, but to give money. And both of you give generously. I know it's tough sometimes. Everybody thinks, well, he's got plenty of money. He's the sheriff or chief. Right? We all have budgets, And so I know you give from your heart, and I think that's a great example. And I think it's a great example of leadership which you can never have too much of in a community. In fact, if there's one thing that we hear, you don't have to comment on this, either one of you, because you have to deal with other people, is that sometimes we feel like we have a lack of leadership in our community. And leadership is simply stepping up, taking the mantle, and saying, let's get the job done, and then doing it to your best ability, and people will follow you. And pretty soon, next you know, that pays it forward, and somebody else does it, what have you. So that's all I'll say about that. But I commend you both, not just for being good law enforcement officers, but also for you being a sense of community and for being involved in this thing. And I think it's great. So
well, I appreciate that. And you know, buddy, it's just like I said earlier. It's part of being part of the community, wanting your community to be better, and everybody should feel that way. I mean, this is where my kids are, and this is where my grandkids, hopefully my grandkids one day, will be and raised. So you want the community to be as good and as strong as possible. And you know, if everybody just took ownership in what we do and how we do it as a whole, and the whole community, we'd have a better place. Not that Ocala's not. Ocala's a great place.
Ocala's a terrific place.
I tickled to death to have been able to move back home. So yeah, this is I really enjoy being here, and you know, this is a great community full of a lot of great people that want to do the right thing.
Well, that's great. Now I'm going to ask you this question to think about, because I need to look during the break. We talk about leadership here, and I'm going to ask you during the break to sort of define what you think good leaders do. And we don't have to name names here. Just and name somebody in your lifetime that you've experienced. I know you talk about your dad a lot. I can't let you do that again. You play that card.
Yeah, I know it.
But aside from seriously, people who have been great leaders that you followed, that you like to model, and what traits you admire, and that make you want to follow somebody. Absolutely. I think maybe we have to explain the model to people to know, so they can learn to be leaders. We have some terrific young people and a lot of great potential here. And we've had some great leaders in the past. We have some good ones now. There was a time in this county, I can tell you this from experience. I know I'm old school. There were some what I call giant oaks of men, and they're women, but men who were great community leaders, who stepped up at the right time and did the right thing and did it with dignity and honor, and you would follow them because you knew that their hearts were pure and they were honest men, and they were going to lead you in the best way they knew how. So I think it's important to keep embracing that model and asking for it and demanding it, that we have leadership in our community. So I'd like to get your take on this. Then we'll touch on a couple other things, including the fatalities last night, which I know you both had to deal with there. And then we've got, of course, some really good questions today about a variety of topics here on Ask the Cops. So let's get ready to do it. Let's take a break. We're at the Country Club at Silver Spring Shores on the tournament Tee Off for Tata's Breast Cancer Awareness. This is Ask the Cops. Then presented by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer fighting for accident justice victims since 1976. This is WOCA 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm have experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless a recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, and the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops.
This reprise of Ask the Cops is proudly brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976.
This is Marion County Sheriff Chris Blair's answer to a question posed by Buddy Martin.
If I had to rank top 3 types of crimes that you're dealt with, but after drugs, what are the other 2 or 3 that you guys would say take up most of your resources and your time?
Well, number one, certainly drugs is what's leading all crime. With the exception of homicide, where you may have a domestic violence type case and a husband kills the wife or vice versa. The ones that take time are the burglaries, the thefts, the auto burglaries.
That reprise of Ask the Cops was proudly brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. Be sure to tune in to Ask the Cops the second and fourth Friday of every month during the 4 o'clock hour on the Voice of Ocala.
If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, "It's our business to make your business better." Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
WOCA, Ocala.
WOCA. This weather forecast brought to you by Tri-County Generators 1-800-622-1957. Don't get caught with your power down. Call Tri-County Generators now, 1-800-622-1957.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. Clear skies Friday night, low 63 to 68. Sunshine and nice Saturday, high 85 to 87. Mainly clear Saturday night, low 63 to 69. Sunday, sunny to partly cloudy and nice. High Sunday, 85 to 88. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian May.
They've served our country. They've kept us free. And they need your help.
We're sitting in Veterans Park. You can't sit here not realizing that you're surrounded by heroes. There are a lot of heroes in our community. A lot of heroes, unfortunately, are not in good financial shape. They're hurting both physically and financially. We step in and help directly. Our role is to reach out to them. We're there to help the veteran. We do counseling. We do outreach. Sometimes it's just coming into the office and sitting down and saying, hey, I've got a problem, and you're talking to another veteran who understands that problem.
Everybody who works for the Vets Helping Vets are awesome, and they are so kind to everybody. They're like my second family. They really are.
They have been there during the holidays. I have gotten unexpected visits, assistance.
Vets Helping Vets of Marion County needs your help. Call today, 352-433-2320, and pledge your support to Vets Helping Vets of Marion County.
It really has been a blessing.
Hello? Can you hear me? Because if you can, then so can your customers. Radio works. Call today to advertise your business right here on WOCA 1370, The Source.
All right, welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. Ask the Cops, presented by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. Today's Community Gazette, presented and sponsored by Gateway Bank. Nice enough to let us come out here and support this event. It's Tee Off for Tatas. That's Gateway Bank with a capital G, just in case you wanted to know. So I appreciate them supporting us on this venture. And by the way, there's still a few things to talk about regarding, you got something else with your, Chris, with your Making the Strides program going on. What's that all about?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, we're about to wrap our fundraisers up, but there's going to be a walk at the College of Central Florida on October the 19th. It's Saturday. Registration is at 7:30. The walk begins at 9. They can register online, www.makingstrides.org. So we certainly like to have a good attendance at that event. It's for Breast Cancer, American Cancer Society.
How long is it?
How long is the walk?
Yeah.
3.2.
3.2.
Can you do it? You think you make 3.2?
Yeah. If I could go real slow, I might be able to make it.
Well, we got a couple of gators that we could probably ride you part of the way.
I'd take that, by the way.
So we need to have you out there.
Yeah, when is that now?
That's on the 19th of October, so it's coming up next weekend.
October, so I'll just probably run it backwards, just show off a little bit.
That'd be awesome.
Well, we'll be there to watch.
Exactly.
Good thing to do. All right, so tell me about this competition you got going on. Is this just bad to the bone? Is this all you and the police or
no? What it is, we host it. We have an obstacle course at the sheriff's office. Yeah. So we actually have teams come from throughout the state. We had 15 teams today showed up, and we're blessed. Marion County Sheriff's Office came in number 1. They ran the course in 2 minutes 40 seconds. It's a record set by them. So they
all
did
5 guys finished.
All 5 guys. It was a team event, so they finished it in 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Nice.
So they did a great job, and we also won the single event too. So, but they work hard, and all the teams that came in, they're just. That's why they call it bad to bones, because it is a bad course. It's very difficult.
You got to go look at it. I went out there and watched a little bit of it today, and
could you do it?
I couldn't run around it and make it in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. It's amazing. But I was telling a couple of people out there that it's like playing pool against somebody who owns their own pool table.
Yeah.
You should never run an obstacle course about somebody who's got their own obstacle course.
Yeah.
But, dude, it doesn't matter whether they own it or not. These guys are in incredible shape to be able to get through that. Just to be able to finish the thing.
Yeah.
They had a female competition I was watching, and I wouldn't want to.
You wouldn't want to enter the females even.
Well, the girls
they
ran.
beat me. It wouldn't be that
the female from Citrus County, she won it at 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Did an outstanding job on the course.
Yeah.
See, I was going to say something really kind of smart, and I decided I wouldn't say it. But I was going to say it's a good thing they're in good condition in case their cars break down. They have to chase a criminal. I'm sorry. I just, you know what I'm saying. I couldn't resist. I had to get that.
Well, I won't comment.
No,
on
you don't
that.
need to comment on that. But I think you get it, right?
I got it.
Let's talk for a second about leadership, just for a second. We all talk about it, and like we know it. I mean, if you play sports, you kind of have an idea of what leadership's about, and if you're in business, I know in sports they say this is true. You can take 30 football players, put them in a room, and they've done this sort of and said, go in and say, okay, the number ones line up over here, and they know who the number ones are. And those 11 people will sort themselves out and line up because they know who's number one. You kind of know who the alpha dogs are and what have you. Let's talk about leadership for a second from the standpoint of where you learned it from, and is there somebody you did learn it from, and what are the qualities of a good leader? Who wants to go first?
I can start. I've worked for a lot of very good men and women, and for me, the people that I wanted to work for and that I wanted to emulate, and that I would die for, would take a bullet for, were the people that I knew truly cared about me, and that they didn't just care about me as an employee; they cared about me as a person, and then they had a lot of courage to support me or what we were doing and defend us. And so that's what I try to do. It was funny when I was in Cedar Rapids, I had one of the other department heads, after I've been there about 6 or 8 months, come up to me and said, hey, it seems like things are going pretty good over at the police department. I said, yeah, well, I've got no way of knowing. I've got no historical perspective at all. But yeah, people seem to be fairly happy. And he goes, well, I've talked to some of your cops, and they all basically say the same thing, is that you care about them. I went, okay. And he goes, well, so how do you show them that you care about them? And I looked at him and kind of chuckled. I said, well, the first thing is you genuinely have to care about them, and then it just comes natural. But, and I can tell you that the people at the police department, I truly love them. I feel like it's a family. I would do anything in the world for them, and I'm certainly going to support them as best I can. But those are, and I can think of names of people that as I grew up in the organization and as I've grown up, that I knew truly cared about me and would do anything in the world to make sure and ensure that I was successful in what I did. So
that's a good way of putting it. And it's not something you can just model. You have to genuinely care.
Sure.
And people know when you care.
And you want more for them than they want for themselves. It's like raising your kids. It's, you believe in them more than they believe in themselves. And, and I mean, there's all kinds of catchphrases. I truly believe that, the good, strong, smart leaders are the ones that get out of people's way and allow them to do their job and support them in what they do. And, I think it's my job to break down those barriers, especially those self-imposed barriers that we put up that prevent them from doing their job. I know the sheriff feels the same way about his organization, but the police department, it's full of leaders, and the best thing for me to do is set clear expectations and get out of their way and let them work and support them and give them everything they need to do their job.
Interesting.
And same, I think the chief said it well. I think what's important is that I had an old motto when I was Bureau Chief of Special Investigations. You got to take the me out of it, and when we got to go back to the terminology of we, because there's no me there. It's primarily that we as a team accomplished what we needed. We solved the case. We got total success. But you got to look back to the road patrolman. You know, that's the guy that actually responded to the call, the dispatcher to dispatch the call, and then you take it on through the process. You know, you got evidence collection. You got being processed to the labs. There's so many players in this one big case that it's not we. I mean, not me. It's we. So that's very, very important to me. And then, you know, being the new sheriff on the block, you know, I think you saw the support I had on the county commission, and you know, to me, what's important is I do care about those people. I came out of retirement to make sure that we have the best agency that we can possibly have, and taking care of our community. And I think that's where we got to head and make sure that we keep everyone safe. So through that leadership, we have great people at the Marion County Sheriff's Office, and I feel as Greg do. You know, I care for each and every one of them. It's about passion. I think we both have that. And we want to make sure that we can give them the tools to do the job, because we really, as Greg said, we got to step out of the way and let them do the job. And I think that they're doing a fantastic job with the conditions that they have here in the county and in the city.
Anybody in particular you remember as a young man growing up that impressed you as a leader?
You know, what's so important is with me is, you know, I remember I went to Southern Police Institute, and it was an executive school there, and they taught me one thing, is that if you want something personally and you want to accomplish something at an organization, you got to let the man know that can actually make something happen. So, and it did happen to me, you know, and I remember going to Sheriff Moreland many, many years ago because I wanted to go back into major crimes, and I went and I spoke with him, and by that afternoon, he transferred me back. So that, to me, that was leadership, because he saw my passion. So I do the same thing. I've had several people come to me, as of recently today, come to me and say, hey, Sheriff, you know what, I think I can serve this organization a better way by if you help me get here or get there. And I have transferred people into different areas throughout the organization because they have the same passion, and they will do a much better job because they know what they want to accomplish.
I think it's the way for all of us. And I have an opportunity to work with a few young people, not as many as you do. And, you know, I have some really terrific young people I've had come through here the last 2 or 3 years. And our rule of thumb is show up, number one, you know, do what you say you're going to do, and care.
Right.
You know, and then I'll give them anything I can give them to help if it does. And so some don't. Some stop showing up. Well, you know, then they're not committed. You know, and but the ones that do keep showing up, and they want more, and they ask for more, and they realize that they're there to learn, and they're benefiting from it more than you are.
You know, I think what we probably get out of it now, because we got a lot of years of law enforcement, so now we have an opportunity to watch people grow, you know, and I think that's so important to us, and we just need to help them get there, because we got so much talent in both agencies.
Well, that, you know, it's, you know, for me, one of the main guys that I remember growing up, as I grew up in the organization, that I mean, this guy listened more than he did anything else. He would listen to you, and you know. So, and I've tried to emulate that, and then listening to everybody. And the sheriff touched on it by, you know, being open enough and being approachable enough that people will come to you and go, hey, you know, this is what I really am passionate about. This is what I really want to do. And then you take the time to actually listen to them and take their advice, or, you know, use their idea, or allow them to do that. But, you know, if you look back on some of the bad leaders that you've had, or the bad people that you've worked for, I wouldn't call them leaders, they didn't listen to you, and they wouldn't, your opinion really didn't matter, and then you didn't feel like you counted. So, you know, all these great ideas that you may or may not have had, you didn't express them because, you know, you didn't think you were going to get listened to. Or, you know, to me, everybody counts. Everybody's opinions matter. You know, when I walk into a room, I don't assume that I'm the smartest guy there. In fact, if I think I'm the smartest guy in the room, I'm in the wrong room. You know, together we're all better. Together we're stronger. Together we're a lot smarter. And you know, I may not have the best idea in the world, but somebody in the room is going to have a great idea. And you know, you just got to take the time to listen and treat people like humans and treat them equally.
You know, we have a suggestion box at the sheriff's office, you know, and I get them daily. You know, we'll have employees give suggestions, you know, and I'll reach out to them, make contact with them, let them know that I had looked at it, reviewed it, and then I'll actually forward it to a major or a captain just to make sure it gets the attention that it needs. Because those people, the bottom line people, they know what's going on in the organization, and they do come up with a lot of good suggestions.
No, that's very true. Okay, final thought on this subject, but just what would you like the legacy of your department to be? Like when you step aside and let you leave there, what would you like the people to say about the sheriff's office or the police department about your time when you were the head man?
Great question. There's 5 rules at the police department, and it's going to be the last one, but the 5th, it's do the right thing, ask forgiveness instead of permission, treat everyone with respect, find ways to just say yes and have fun. And I truly I want my legacy to be, while he was there and while we worked there, we really enjoyed what we did. We wanted to come to work. We didn't feel like it was work at all. It's the old saying, find something that you love to do. You never work a day in your life. That's the kind of atmosphere that I want at the police department. And as far as I can tell right now, that's the atmosphere we have. I mean, everybody seems to be happy. Our complaints are down to almost nothing these days. The officers are treating people with respect. There's a lot of laughter going on in the hallways. People truly, genuinely want to come to work.
Yeah, I think what's important is always thinking outside the box of what we can do better for the community. So, we're looking at different programs. I mentioned one to the chief this morning. We got this heat mapping program online. It came on yesterday. It's actually in real time showing us where the crimes are in Marion County. So on a screen, we'll be able to direct patrol those areas, do our undercover operations. So the chief's going to come by and take a look at that. But it's thinking outside the box, and it's something that we want to make sure that we keep our community safe. So I think that's where we want to make employees enjoy their job because they're going to serve the community much better. And then we need to establish leadership at the sheriff's office so that when we are gone, that they have the same attitudes and the way that we want them to direct. And number one is the safety of the citizens of Marion County.
All right. Sheriff Chris Blair, Chief of Police Greg Graham. The show's called Ask the Cops. Every other Friday we do this, usually at the Gateway Bank. Today we're out at Silver Spring Shores, and the golf tournament going on is TL for Tatas. We come back, we'll have more questions for the sheriff and the chief. Listening to Ask the Cops, presented by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. This is the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Dry, itchy, scaly skin? Do you have psoriasis? Consider joining our research study. Renstar Medical Research in Ocala is conducting a research study evaluating the effectiveness of investigational combination of 2 study medications for moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. You may qualify if you're between the ages of 18 and 75 and have been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis for at least 6 months. For more information, please call Renstar in Ocala at 352-629-5800. Qualified participants may receive study-related medical care and study medication. Compensation for time and travel may also be provided. To find out more information about this psoriasis study, please call Renstar Medical Research at 352-629-5800. That's 352-629-5800. Renstar Medical Research, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
Dr. Seaborn Hunt, a board-certified ophthalmologist in Ocala. There's no referral needed for an appointment. Call 873-7200, offering medical services for glaucoma management, including laser surgery to help lower your eye pressure and potentially reduce your dependency on eye drops. He also evaluates and treats diabetic retinopathy, one of the leading causes of blindness, with advanced imaging and laser procedure to help prevent vision loss. Dr. Hunt's office accepts most insurance and files claims for you. Call Dr. Hunt at 873-7200. That's 873-7200.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Have you done your part? Here's your chance to not only do your part, but to have a whole lot of fun. Join us Saturday, October 12th at 6 p.m. for Rockin' for Racks, located at the Old Mojo Grill next to the Ocala Police Department on Pine Avenue. There will be lots of raffle prizes, including a foursome of golf at Golden Ocala, a buffet, a cash bar, and door prizes. Tickets start at $20 pre-sale and $25 the day of the event. All proceeds go to the American Cancer Society. Don't forget, this Saturday at 6 o'clock, Rockin' for Racks, located at the Old Mojos.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
As we approach the holiday season, there are more reasons than ever to appreciate our veterans and military. For this year's Ocala Christmas Parade, Hires Baxley is selling front row bleacher seating to benefit our veterans. For a cost of only $24, a family of 4 will receive reserved parking, reserved street side bleacher seating, plus hot chocolate and cookies as they enjoy this year's Ocala Christmas Parade. 100% of the proceeds benefit the Ocala Ritz Veterans Village. There is very limited seating available, so to get your tickets, come to Hires Baxley on October the 12th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., located at 910 East Silver Springs Boulevard. WOCA will be broadcasting live starting at 10 a.m. So for the best seats in town to enjoy the Ocala Christmas Parade and help your local veterans, make sure you're at Hires Baxley on Saturday, October 12th.
The sound of the bat cracking, the crowd cheering, the smell of overpriced but tasty hot dogs, the memories that will last a lifetime of your first baseball game with little Johnny. Your team wins. It was a great night until you get home. It's 9 p.m. and your wife says you have no water.
We have no water.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Rule number 1, don't panic. Remain calm. Okay, that's 2 rules.
We don't have time for jokes, funny man.
Okay, think back. On the way home, you heard a radio commercial.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Eureka! You saved the day. You remembered that Mike Scott Plumbing doesn't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. You are a genius.
Hey, Mr. Genius, did you remember the phone number?
Of course you did. Remember, you're a genius. 352-237-2888. Because at Mike Scott Plumbing, if water runs through it, we do it. Even if water's not running through it at this particular moment. Mike Scott Plumbing.
Welcome back to Ask the Cops, presented by Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. The chief and the sheriff are here, and we're talking a variety of topics. Let's get down to the serious stuff now. We had 2 fatalities last night, as according to the page Ocala.com. We talked about it earlier, and we discussed it briefly with you. But two people are dead. Robert Anthony Williams, 27, of Fort McCoy, Jeffrey Blaine Scott, 33, at Gainesville, and the man who shot them was Eric Christopher Cowley Bonaker, 28, of Silver Springs. Now, I understand this is an ongoing investigation. You can't talk a great deal about it. Sheriff, this is your deal, right?
Yep.
But what can you tell us that without, violating any confidence or whatever? This obviously was a case of someone assaulting or attempting to assault someone in their house, as I understand it. If I read the story right, they took a trash can and broke the window out of the car. And anyway, the subjects were attempting to get in or break into the house that would look like apparent harm this particular man. So what's the story on that, and what is the official police report in the sheriff's office?
Well, nothing official at this point. As we know, it's under investigation, and certainly, I think they're still trying to locate a witness or 2, so they still got an ongoing investigation. But I'll tell you that, it's apparent that, at the end of the day, the state attorney will make the decision on it, but it's a possibility it could be a stand your ground type case itself. But so you really can't put a whole lot out there on it other than the fact that we do have 2 deceased individuals that apparently were trying to unlawfully enter into a home where the person defended himself.
And by this account today in the newspaper, the gentleman who with the gun fired a warning shot first. And I guess at that point we don't know the whole details, but apparently they came into the house and at some point there was a scuffle and something happened, and he shot them both and killed them, according to the story.
That's true, and primarily, the shooting actually occurred right after midnight, and I got a call around 1:15 that we had a double homicide and didn't have any of the facts at that particular time. So I got updated early this morning, and it's an ongoing thing, as I stated. So probably within the next couple of days, we'll finalize it.
All right. Well, this goes right into a question I received from somebody, and I think it's a good one because I wondered the same thing about guns, owning a gun. And maybe you can give your thoughts, both of you, about this. It says, gentlemen, I own a pistol, but I am not sure when to use it. If somebody is breaking into my house at night, should I warn them first or shoot first and ask questions later?
Well, every situation is going to be different, and so it's kind of hard to give a blanket answer for everything. I can tell you that the first thing you should do, you should never take a life unless you absolutely have to take a life. So if you can get out of the house, get out of the house. That I know that's not what the law says, but morally, I think that's what you should try to do. But if you're backed into a corner and you've got no other means of escape or no other way of doing anything, you've got a perfectly good, legitimate, legal justification to use force, including deadly force, to protect yourself. But I always think that you should try to save a life as opposed to take a life, and that may mean that you're saving your life by taking somebody's life.
And what's important here too is that the law, you got to be in fear. So you got to have that fear factor in there. Because they're coming in your house. Depending on how can you handle the situation, not handle the situation. So, and it goes to what the chief says. Certainly, we don't want you to take a life unless you absolutely know that you're in fear of yours and you feel that bodily harm is going to come to you. So, and every situation is different.
And this is the thing I think is so hard to discern. Even down to a law enforcement officer who has to make a decision in split seconds, shoot or don't shoot. And we talked about this on the show quite a bit. Right. When do you shoot, when you don't? And now some people get fearful and feel threatened more than others.
Absolutely, and that's an individual thing. I mean, you don't know how someone's going to handle the situation. We look at we run a discretionary course out at the firing range, and when you look at that, our officers, if they stand there and fire at a target, they do pretty well. But once we put them under stress,
pop-ups,
totally different situation. And they realize, it's totally different when your heart rate's up and things of that nature. You're going to respond and react totally different than you would if you'd just been standing there. So you can only imagine in the middle of the night, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and you got someone coming in your house, how are you going to react? Number one, you're not going to know who it is. You don't know if they're armed or not armed. So every situation is totally going to be different. So, and different people are going to react different ways.
In this case, if it is a situation, then, and someone is trying to attack you, like if this turns out to be the case, this sounds like it could be a classic stand your ground case, maybe. So we'll see how that turns out.
That'll be something that the state attorney's office will review, and they'll make the decision at the end of the day.
Let's go to line one and see if we can talk to our regular visitor who loves this show. Hugh, are you there? The sheriff and the chief are on.
Yes, I'm here, and thank you for taking my call. I would like to know if the two departments have access to remote control robots that can safely handle possible explosive materials.
Yeah, we do. We've got a joint bomb team that is mainly housed at the sheriff's office, but yeah, we've got a robot that they're trained on using to go in and. Actually, you can go in and with a video camera and look around, or it can, take a device or whatever. It can deliver a phone to somebody. I mean, it can do all kinds of things. It's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, I call it multiple functions. They can do different things, as the chief said. So, if we have someone inside, and they're hiding, we can send it in and see if we can see anything in there or different reasons. So, or if we want to collect something, we can collect it. Or drop
very good. Very good. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Hugh. Speaking of that, we had some white substance at the courthouse, which we feared might be ricin or something. Does anybody know how that turned out, or Chief, you know anything about that you can report, or lab got it?
Hazmat responded and took it. I know that the Marion County is leading, is one of the leading jurisdictions for having these powdered envelopes being delivered. We've had 40 of them over, I don't know what the length of time is, but we're ahead of a whole lot of other places that are getting them. You know, we got one at the police department not too long ago.
And I received a couple personally, so when I first took office, so they're out there and people.
Nice. Well, you know, and I don't think people understand. You know, it's you know, most of these are it's you know, baby powder or talcum powder or, you know, cornstarch or whatever it is, and they think it's a joke to send this stuff, and it really isn't, because it's such a, not only does it stop the operation of the department or the building that you're sending it to, but then it causes a huge response from fire and police, and sometimes even traffic control, you know, public works traffic, to stop traffic around the area. And it's an incredible drain of our resources for something that, you know, is a joke.
So we're spending tax dollars because somebody wants to pull a joke, right?
Yeah, and you know, unfortunately for them, when we find out who it is that's doing it,
it won't be a joke.
Yeah, no, they're going to get to go to jail.
I just don't understand that.
Yeah,
strange. We got time for one more question for the break. This one has to do with cyclists. Okay. This is one that says, I have a problem with bicyclists. I think it should be cyclists, so they should be. Some tend to stay in the bike lanes and out of the road, but as often as not, I see bicyclists in the middle of the road and think they're going to get run over if they don't get out of the way. Then a while ago, someone told me that even with a bike lane, they're allowed to ride in the road just like a car. My question, why are they allowed to impede traffic like that when they're not a motor vehicle? What's your answer?
Well, if there's a bike lane there, they're supposed to use it. They're required to use it. If there's not one, then they're just another vehicle on the roadway that you have to treat as such. The just same thing with a motorcycle. Now, you're going to overtake most, I don't know too many bicyclists that can outrun a car. I guess there's some out there. They probably drive faster than my mom used to drive, or ride faster than my mom used to drive. But yeah, you've got to make sure you go around them. And plus, you got to understand too. I mean, you know, these guys and girls that are out there riding the bikes, you know, they have no protection at all. And if you're not yielding right away to them, or you're not paying attention to what they're doing and how they're doing them, the result of the crash is catastrophic as opposed to something minor. I mean, chances are the bicyclist is going to die. And, you know, how much of your time is wasted by getting stuck behind a bicycle, you know, where then you've got to go around it. I mean, what, a couple seconds, you know, is it worth it?
Depends. I think sometimes they ride in threes, across, you know, that can be a little aggravating at times. And I understand there's just one road and it's not like we have room for everybody, but I think the people that get annoyed is that when cyclists don't attempt to at least move to the shoulder of the road,
sure.
And you're going to be careful. You're not going to try to, you know, buzz somebody. But I think I'm with you on the giving people the right of way and the cyclists. But there are those times when people ride in large groups and go three across. It gets a little annoying.
Sure, and all they've got to do is if somebody sees that, is pick the phone up and call us.
Yeah, really.
So
you would go down and give them a ticket for riding three abreast? Like
absolutely.
That? Really?
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, if they'll stop for us. Yeah.
We don't have that much in the county, you know. I mean, I think more bicycles in the city.
Yeah, mostly tractors out of where
yeah.
Horses.
Farm tractors and horses. That's what we deal with. And a few cows.
Okay, we'll take a break. We come back. We have one more question to go here for you. This is about a point where somebody wants to think about being a law enforcement officer, but not sure if they can get over a certain problem they have to be that, and how much it will hinder them if they become an officer. So we'll read that later, and we'll come back on the other side with the sheriff and the chief and see what they got to say right here on Ask the Cops, presented by Daniel L. Hightower, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. This is the voice of Ocala. Listen to us on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Recently, I had a great conversation with General Manager Pat Murray on the special events at Country Club of Ocala.
We have a lot of special events here that are geared towards the family. Easter comes to mind. We have an Easter bunny who hops around on the driving range. We usually hide somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 eggs and turn them loose and let them go harvest the eggs. We have a great family celebration here on the 4th of July where it's a traditional cookout, if you will. And as the sun goes down, the driving range becomes alive with probably one of the better fireworks displays in the area. Breakfast with Santa is a big deal.
Country Club of Ocala,
where the Easter Bunny, Santa, and all the children, large and small, are a big deal on every special occasion. For more information, call 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of the Monday Gator Report right here on The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on.
Your home for Florida State football all season long. WOCA, The Source.
On Mondays, AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Michael Kaiser. He's the Executive Director of the National Cybersecurity Alliance.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
Pastor Pete Wilson will be on. He's the founding and senior pastor of Cross Point Church in Nashville, Tennessee. He's coming out to speak about his book, Let Hope In, 4 Choices That Will Change Your Life.
Aaron D. Snyder is a diabetes survivor. He'll be speaking about his book, The New Diabetes Prescription.
And then Matt Gibbs will be in the studio from Sunrise Automotive answering your questions on his show, Auto Repair with Personal Care.
Scott Hammond works with Rocky Mountain Rescue Dogs in support of search and rescue teams. He's written a book called Lessons of the Lost.
And then Eleanor Sullivan will be with us. She's a nurse and dean of nursing at the University of Kansas, and she's speaking about her book, Graven Images, a Singular Village historical mystery novel. All of that plus fun with Joe on Mondays, AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Would you like to burn more fat and lose weight faster? Just exercise on an empty stomach. If you're looking for work, your skills and experience may matter less than your personality. Almost 60% of HR managers rate people with interests similar to theirs higher than applicants with better skills. Couples, we need to practice healthy conflict resolution during the day to get better sleep at night.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Habitat for Humanity of Marion County is a ministry dedicated to improving lives by providing affordable and decent housing. Help them help others by visiting the Habitat for Humanity Ocala home store on Northwest 27th Avenue. To schedule a donation, give them a call and they'll come and pick it up. For more information, visit habitatocala.org. Habitat for Humanity of Marion County, building homes, building hope, building community.
All right, welcome back. Final segment, Ask the Cops. It's been a fast day today out here at Country Club of Silver Springs Shores, and for the Tee Off with Tata's breast cancer awareness. We're going to round up the day with the one question. I know you guys are always recruiting people and looking for good people to come to work and train, what have you. Here's a question off the internet that said, I'm at a point in my life where I need to decide what I want to do when I'm older, have a couple of things in mind, but the one thing I'd like to be is a cop. I don't know if I can do it. I know I can learn stuff and have a passion for having control, but I like to have a superiority but not abuse my powers. The only problem is I'm not so good with gross things. It's hard to explain. I took a health class last year, and it pictures of types of infection, dead bodies, infected organs, etc. After looking at some of these, I couldn't take it, and I had to leave when we looked at them. So there is this issue that you see a lot of things that a lot of people just couldn't look at. And I asked during the break the sheriff, is that something you can learn? And what did you say, Chris?
Well, I think you can. I mean, you just got to take it one step at a time, but the scenes we go on are certainly ones that they vary, just like investigations do. And, it's mind over matter sometimes because you know that it's your job and you got to move forward. So, I think you can get past it. It's going to take a little bit of time.
Can you train to get so you can learn to say, okay, this is like obviously a doctor or a mortician has to deal with a dead body.
I think what's important here is that you got to remember it affects all of us. I spent most of my life in investigations, so I've seen all kind of different crime scenes and things like that. And certainly you can't walk away from it and say, hey, it didn't have some kind of impact on you. It depends on the case. When you're dealing with children, certainly it's got a large impact on you. So, but again, you learn the business, you learn the job, and what you got to keep in your mind is especially on homicide cases, that you represent the victim, and that keeps you going forward.
Gotcha.
And so it helps you get through that. And at the end of the day, we got to find out who's responsible for it. And if you keep that attitude, you'll be fine.
So, Greg, your first time you saw a dead body, were you prepared for it, or did it take you a while, or what?
No, in fact, I can tell you it was an old man that had. He had a heart attack and was sitting in a chair in a field and fell over, and before he was found, ants had gotten to him and had eaten off, the first layer of skin. So, it was one of those things where when you first get there, you're supposed to check to make sure the victim's alive or dead. And, of course, I walk up there and look at him and I think, what, dude, either you're dead or you're much more of a man than me. Either way, I'm not touching you.
I hope you are dead after going through all that, because of what you just suffered.
Yeah, but what the sheriff says is right. It's right. I mean, it's all in a mindset, because I don't really like ghoulish, gross things either. But I've seen some stuff that'll give you nightmares. But it's having that mindset of, look, I'm here to help. I'm here to represent that victim. I'm here to bring justice to that victim and that victim's family. And we have a lot of ways of coping with things like that. You get a very, very, very morbid sense of humor when you're dealing with stuff like that. And it's something that can affect you, but it's easy to get over it if you just get your mind right.
Gotcha. Thank you very much, Greg, Chief Graham, and Sheriff Flair. Appreciate it. Good job. Good show today. Again, congratulations for your involvement in all this breast cancer awareness, and appreciate what you do in the community. Stay safe out there, will you?
Absolutely. Thank you, buddy.
Ask the Cops, presented by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. Coming up on the program, we've got Buddy Sports Page next. Lots of things to cover. Some big games this weekend, including the Gators at LSU. Much more to talk about, so stay tuned to the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Bank approval. Vehicle purchase price fixed rate allowance.
Warning, there's been a zombie outbreak in Marion County.
Do you feel like a zombie in your old car? Are you embarrassed to be seen driving around town? Are your monthly payments sucking the life out of you?
You may be driving dead. Hey, this is Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. If you're driving dead, I've got the cure. All you need is $13 down to drive alive in a nicer, newer car today.
Why drive a car that rots your brain when you can drive a car that's not a pain?
Put just $13 down and feel alive in a nicer, newer ride. Plus, my guaranteed credit approval process could bring you back to life. Even if bad credit has held you back in the past, I'm saving Marion County residents from driving dead.
So trade in your terrifying old ride, bring in $13 to put down, and drive home today.
I believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car, and this week it only takes $13. But hurry, this offer ends once we've revived 47 drivers. My name is Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala or call 694-1234. Yes, 694-1234. See our Prestige.
Hi, this is Lisa Midget, owner of Kinetic Motion Fitness here in Ocala, Florida. A lot of you have experienced our great classes in personal small group training, but did you know we now offer dynamic workouts on DVD? These high-quality, locally produced, effective DVD workouts can go where you go. Going on vacation? No problem. We can go with you. Friends and relatives out of town who are jealous that you get to come to KMF? No problem. We ship anywhere in the United States for free. Our great lineup of 4 DVDs includes Kinetic Achieve, Kinetic Couples, Skills, Kinetic Core, and Kinetic Campus. 4 great workouts for the entire family on DVD. Sound interesting? Check them out on our website at kmfocala.com. While you're there, check out our class schedule and come see us. We're only 5 minutes from downtown across from the Skylark Plaza. Visit kmfocala.com and like us on Facebook. KMF will get you results at our studio or at home with one of our DVDs. Kinetic Motion Fitness. We're ready when you are. Visit kmfocala.com for more information.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
You're listening to WOCA Ocala.
Look who just walked in the room. Joel Wiesner from What's Up Ocala. Hey, Joel, I'm looking for something to do this weekend. You got any ideas?
Absolutely. Check out our event calendar online at www.whatsupocala.com, and there is plenty of events there for you. Daily news updates to event reviews and magazine articles.
Really?
We've organized it all in one place online for you to cut through all of the hassle of finding something to do this weekend. We have a daily event calendar, a bi-monthly magazine, and we also do daily news articles.
All right, Joel, that's perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Whatsupocala.com.
Hey, it's Christy with Ocala Mac and PC Repair and Ocala Guest Wi-Fi to let you know we have you covered. We are the only local certified Apple and Microsoft computer company in Ocala. We are family owned and operated. From mobile repair to wireless networks, viruses, new systems, or security cameras, we do it all. Check us out online, ocalamacpc.com, or give us a call, 352-566-8324.
Tell them Nick, Madison, or Mason sent you and get free diagnostic.
Get your internet telephone service from the company that brought affordable internet service to Ocala in the first place. All is Safe is a sister company of Ocala Guest Wi-Fi, a company you've known and trusted for all your internet needs. Whether you need a phone or hundreds, we've got the products and services to meet your needs both now and in the future. Our plans include everything from local and long-distance calling to equipment maintenance and even software upgrades. You can count on All is Safe to give you cost certainty knowing that your bill will be the same next week, next month, or even next year. Call 352-450-8647 today to learn how to cut your monthly telephone bill up to 60%.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Hey everybody, this is Kelly Hart, your new host of the Ocala Magazine radio show. Join me every Friday at 10 a.m. when we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life with in-depth interviews from and about your community. So don't miss Marion County's favorite city magazine, Ocala Magazine, every Friday at 10 a.m. right here on 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
Albinger, you may still find Foster Farms chicken in your grocery store. It was the source of the salmonella outbreak that made hundreds in several states sick. The USDA says the company's made enough improvements at its plant so they can stay open. Want to go to a national park? 5 reopen this weekend in Utah. The state's picking up the tab until the shutdown ends. Your ATM card may soon be replaced with your smartphone. Financial services giant FIS working on a banking app that would let you order cash up to 24 hours before a transaction. She's already a hero. That's what students at a Pakistani school are saying after learning Malala Yousafzai didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize. The teen was shot by the Taliban for speaking out about education for girls. The prize instead went to the group now eliminating serious chemical weapons. Well, there's one less place to hide on Facebook. The social networking site is removing the privacy setting that allows you to look up anyone by name using the search bar. It says only a small percentage of accounts enabled the setting. This is ABC News.
Right now at the Home Depot, kitted 10-year sealed battery smoke and carbon monoxide alarms start at just $24.97. So, let's worry less. Let's do smarter fire safety. Alarms that won't turn off and batteries that won't chirp for 10 long years. Let's do this. Get a worry-free alarms starting at just $24.97. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. U.S. only. See store for details.
I'm standing on a ledge high in the Blue Ridge Mountains. I swear I can see forever. Green in the spring, dazzling colors come fall. Part of why I'm here is to preserve this. I am 1 mile of CSX railroad track. There are 21,000 more like me. Together, we help trains move a ton of freight nearly 450 miles on 1 gallon of fuel. Tomorrow is full of promise. Let's keep it that way. CSX, how tomorrow moves.
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the poorhouse at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
Hi, welcome to the Sports Page. It's a Friday, time for the Friday Drive. That means we've got Chris Spears on the other end of the line. He's got some cars. He doesn't